Hey everyone. So obviously another disappointing game. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. So obviously I've said it in the previous videos before. These games were pretty important. Now that we're 2 games out of the final season, we are currently still in ninth place in the play-in position. We just lost to the Warriors. I mean, obviously, if you haven't watched my other videos, I've consistently said, even from before trade deadline, that no matter who you add to this team, the coach is continuing to make questionable plays, and whether or not that continues to be the same thing for the rest of the season and into playoffs, I don't expect us to go any further than the first round if this continues to be an issue. Multiple things, obviously being without AD was going to be a tough game. But we've been here before. We've lost we've lost AD and James at one point, and we beat the Celtics. So this team is very capable of beating really good teams. Like I've said before, coaching matters, and that's literally the difference of this team going very deep into playoffs versus, being bounced out of the first round. This game particularly, it's very difficult because a lot of players and a lot of teams, when they play us, they seem just to have the best game of their season. I don't even know how many threes the Golden State ended up having, almost beating the record of most threes in one game. Like I've said, our defense has never been what we are known for. I get Ham's attempt to give give time to people that he thinks that are defensively better than others. However, I've said it before, and I've said it multiple times before that. Pay attention to how much time our starting 5 together as a starting 5 play in a game, and you'd be surprised how much actual time. I was busy for the most part of the first half of the game. However, I did get watch majority of, if not all of the second half. I don't know how much time they did play together. However, after we were down, I think it was like 10 or something at the half, we did not see the starting 5 at all. I don't even think at all, in the last half, the second half at all. They did not play Reeves, D'Lo, James, Hayes, and Rui. All of them did not play together at all in the second half, together at all. Anytime they were close, they would be rotated out with somebody else like Dinwiddie or Prince. It's frustrating because I've said it before. If you just go by the starting 5, we are a different team. If you would have just started Rui in the beginning of the season, we are a different team. It is like beating a dead horse, continuously watching this team, who is very talented, continue to start players and give time, which, like I said, our depth, we do have it. It's just we're not utilizing it. We didn't have, like I said, Hayes at one point would be out, then you would have Rui out. It was never the consistent 5. And when we had those consistent 5 players out there, they did great. They showed us why they were starting 5. I just don't understand the concept, because we weren't doing anything defensively for you to make the excuse to put Dinwiddie, to put Gabe Vincent, who hasn't been in the season, the whole entire season, and you're giving him minutes, like so many minutes, when Max Christie, who is much a better player at this point, who's proven himself that needs more time, has not gotten the time. 2 minutes. He played 2 minutes. And that was at the end. I'm at this point frustrated, because you literally look at the times. So LeBron obviously had the most time, Rui, D'Lo, and Reeves. Obviously, I've said it before, they have players where they have bad games. But I do think when you have players who have bad games, they're usually based off of who you put them up there. Like, D'Lo was out there a lot, but if you watch D'Lo's, actual, core around him, he would have Dinwiddie, he would have Gabe Vincent, he would have Prince. I'm like, at this point, you're trying to set up people for failure. You're not putting the right players out there together to make a good run. And then You know, that's why Steph Curry sat out a lot of the time in the fourth, not in the like towards the end of the fourth or towards the end of the third. I don't even remember what time at that point. We were not aggressive. We were not doing changes that we needed to. We were not making appropriate lineups and giving those people time. Like I said, the fact that literally Max Christie literally had only 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You put Prince in 19 minutes and he had 2 points. 2 points. And I don't even care about the points, but he wasn't even doing anything like rebounding, no assists. He wasn't doing anything crazy on the defense to be like, oh, he needs minutes. I know it's not showing on the stats, but it doesn't make sense. Gabe Vincent, I wasn't impressed at all. I get we put this money into him, so we want to utilize him, but at this point, it's so late in the season. I think you need to keep the players who have been proving themselves, showing up to practice, and being able to play with this team because they have the chemistry, they know how to play with each other, and to give Gabe Vincent 15 minutes and give Max Christie 2 minutes is atrocious. I literally don't know what else you can do as a fan, but watch this atrocity to be happening. Literally, I think it's just so hard to say how far we will go into playoffs. The question now becomes, you are asking for a miracle to be in playoff position. We need the Pelicans to lose all their games, okay? All of them, not a single win. So one of them is against us, which, I mean, we can do that, that's fine. But you're banking on the rest of the other things to happen, like Kings to lose, we have to win out. I mean, it's totally not feasible, but at the same time, with this coach, I don't think it's gonna happen. We are in play-in position, which is probably one of the hardest bracket at this point. The starting 6 in the Western Conference, besides the Nuggets, do not scare me. The play-in teams, like the Suns, like the Kings, like the Warriors, I don't want to go against any of those teams. Unfortunately, that is going to be our actual true awakening and rude awakening, because if Ham continues to do these stupid rotations where we don't have the starting 5 playing in together as a multiple minutes, like not just like one first quarter of like 6 minutes of the half, not the half of the quarter of the first. Like, it's just, like I said, I've said it before, even before trade season, it doesn't matter who you add to this team when the coach does not utilize them to the best of ability with rotations and lineups. So we're going to continue to keep having this problem and battle where he keeps putting people with, you know, like basically dead weight in offensively helping this team. You know, you can only do so much. D'Lo can only do so much when you're playing with Reddish at one point, not this game, but with Reddish, Prince, Dinwiddie is a hit or miss, but he can help. But it's just inconsistency. And then not only that, you have good offensive players on the bench that you continue to not give minutes to. I don't know what Ham's problem is with Rui, but putting him when he doesn't have the starting 5 seems to be a trend. I don't know why he does this to Rui. Rui is a great player. Every time he's out there, he's hustling. You know, like I said, it continues to be a coach problem, and whether or not we change it, it's going to be a time to tell. If we do the right changes, we can go really deep into the playoffs. So we're talking about championship team, but with this coach, I don't see it. And if he continues to do the things that he's doing, I'm hoping that it'll be a awakening for Janine Buss to be like, hey, you know, this is not really working. This is the second year, and you know, a lot of players are not happy, and I think a lot of fans agree that this is time up. We'll see. Like I said, it's frustrating because, like I said, previous season, I watched them get pretty far into playoffs. Like I said, even that season, we had Dennis Schroeder, who continue giving minutes, and then you had other players like not in the rotation, and then finally towards the end, you finally get a starting 5, and it was just too late. And it's like, no matter how many things you prove to somebody that you're quality time to be starting 5, it doesn't happen. And it's gonna be, at this point, our coach. Like, if you're watching the games, like I said multiple times, pay attention to how much time the starting 5 play, and you'd be surprised whether we win or lose games. All right, guys. So I think personally, you sit AD and LeBron the last 2 games. It doesn't matter. These last 2 games, we're not gonna, I personally don't think we're gonna win out, and I also don't think that the other teams are gonna do what they need to do so for us to be in a 6th seed. So if I'm the coach or any kind of, I'm either limiting their minutes or just benching them completely and saying, hey, we are here, there's not much to change, and we're playing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we bench AD and LeBron, or should we just continue to be aggressive and try to fight our way into playoffs? Have a good day. Bye.